Ho, ho, ho. Hey now, Santa Grizz here. I hope everybody has had a wonderful Christmas or other generic holiday. I personally celebrate Yule myself. I find the pagan gods to be quite fascinating. However, I talk about knives. So let's talk about knives and the true meaning of Christmas. So first up, I've got what isn't necessarily a knife, but it's knife adjacent. So one of these card multi-tools. Now, I know I don't normally review stuff like this, but this is a gift from my nephew. Well, my nephew is very young, so he certainly didn't pick it out, but it's from him. And I love it. I think it's the greatest thing ever. So these little card multi-tools. This is actually a nice one. I've seen a lot of these, and they're usually very flimsy. This one is pretty heavy duty. The saw blade looks like it would work. I wouldn't want to have to use it, but I'm sure it would be handy in a pinch. I like that it's got the protractor thing here. That would be useful for laying out square lines and stuff. Even though they're very small, certainly useful. It's got a little saw blade. It's got a box opener / small Phillips driver. Everything's labeled on here. We've got a centimeter ruler that goes to 5 centimeters, despite having way more room to go. We've got a larger flathead screwdriver, a knife edge, like a chiseled edge. You could scrape something with that, I guess. Got a can opener, a peeler, I guess is the can opener too. A weird kind of 2D Phillips driver. I doubt that would work very well, but it's cool that they tried. It's got a 9, 11, 6, 8, 10, 12 wrenches. A bottle opener is this square thing here. A 6.5. I guess that's common in Europe or something. I have no idea why they specifically went with a 6.5, but cool nonetheless. Certainly cool. Then we've got the gift from my niece, who is also a very young, very sweet little girl. And, I don't get to see her a whole lot, but I found out that when they went camping this summer, she picked this out and said, hey, we should give this to Uncle Pete. He likes Swiss Army knives. And I think that's the most beautiful thing that anybody has ever done for me ever. And it made my day getting this cheap little Swiss Army knife. So, of course, this is one of the made in China, copy of a classic or an SD or whatever. But I'm going to carry this knife forever because there can be so much more meaning to a cheap knife when the thought behind it is what really counts. And this is something I will cherish forever. So it comes from the Cherry Stone Campground in Virginia. I'm sure they had a whole rack full of names. And apparently she was just picking out knives and asking, what does this say? What does this say? She's just starting to learn the alphabet. So yeah, so then she picked out one and they said that says Peter, and she says, good, we should get it for Uncle Pete. And I think that's the greatest thing ever. So what do we got? We've got a giant key ring. I like that it came with a key ring you can actually put your keys on, because I will definitely put my keys on this and I'll carry it forever, or until it falls apart at least. We've got a little stainless steel blade. Nothing to write home about, but certainly open a package. Made in China. We've got the nail file, or the blade if I just open the same thing up. We've got the nail file. Not the greatest nail file, but certainly would work. I like that they went for the slotted nail file that kind of holds your nail in place. And finally, we've got this pair of scissors. This pair of scissors is interesting because they went with the Wenger school of scissor springs. Instead of using a leaf spring, they use this torsion bar that rotates on the back spring. And these are actually nice little scissors. They actually cut fairly well. Of course, I don't have anything nearby here. Let's see. This is a piece of cardboard, basically. Christmas card. But if it'll cut that, it'll cut anything. So that's super cool. But you know what? Us knife guys can get pretty snobby about our knives. There's the old joke, never buy a knife guy a knife. But in this case, this is one of the greatest gifts I've ever gotten in my life. So I just thought I would share this with my viewers and share my warmest wishes and greetings during this holiday season to you and your families. I hope you are all having a wonderful time together. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Petey Grizz out. Merry Christmas.